Tom Aspinall has finally hit a breaking point, and this time his frustration isn't directed at an opponent. It's aimed squarely at the UFC itself.
Eye of Tom Aspinall, and is there a rematch in the works?
Oh, Jesus. Don't let me talk about Tom Aspinall's eye. Apparently he's going in for a second surgery or just had it, and by surgery, I mean injections. I have no idea. Yet a quote from him. God fucking forbid I say something about it. Go ahead.
Do you have any updates about the Eye of Tom Aspinall, and is there a rematch in the works?
Oh, Jesus. Don't let me talk about Tom Aspinall's eye. Apparently he's going in for a second surgery or just had it, and by surgery, I mean injections. I have no idea. Yet a quote from him. God forbid I say something about it. Go ahead.
Weird, Dana.
Jeez.
How close did you think you were to
Here's your quote. Catching strays, aren't I? Catching strays in my own living room on a Sunday morning.
After months of patience and professionalism, Tom Aspinall has publicly questioned how the UFC treats its fighters, especially regarding injuries, delays, and basic care, resurfacing long-standing resentment in the MMA community, and highlighting how his sidelining due to an eye injury was brushed aside while the division kept moving, turning that moment into a symbol of a much bigger issue.
You think about this. The UFC gloves the way they are right now, why don't they cover the fingers? Why don't you have a glove where you have the padding on the knuckle, but that you just have a layer of leather that goes over the fingers and goes behind the hand like this?
Almost like Pride gloves a little bit, but over the fingers.
But covering the fingertips. The problem is the fingertips going into the eyes. Like every time you see a poke, it's like one finger going into the eyeball. But if you have it covered up, it would be different. Like it wouldn't be one poke going straight through. It'd be a layer of leather.
But I'll tell you this, I've been fighting for 25 years. I've never poked anybody in the eye, not even in training.
Eye pokes are probably the worst. I think when a guy gets eye poked, I think it should be a 1-point deduction no matter what. Because you can't see. I would say that's probably the worst out of all these things. You can speak to this.
I know. I've been poked in the eye, but I've poked a few dudes in the eye. I'm trying to stay out of this. I'm trying to figure out how I approach this. You're going to come to me. I was hoping you would look at Annie. You decided to ask me.
It was really bad how it looks. And he said, you can't train your eyeball to be stronger. It is what it is. You've protection here and here, but he obviously got no protection because the fingers were straight in. The fight should have been stopped. He couldn't see. It was a foul. He couldn't see. Then you can't fight. You know, if he'd have got knocked out with a head kick next, then it would have been worse. I don't know. And then he said, sometimes when your eyes here like that, it can become displaced and stay there. And they did a few tests on that, and they said it doesn't seem like that. And his vision on the eye that's the best eye, his eye wasn't following properly, so the muscles weren't working strong enough to go this way. This one just wasn't working that good at all. So we've got to have additional tests further this week, and Moyes is sorting the tests out for us, and he's got to have CT scan.
I just spoke to Pat Barry, who's in the hospital right now. You know, yesterday we spoke about Rose Namajunas talking to the fans in a very emotional state. It was heartbreaking to see. Remember that video? She's like openly sobbing. And shout out to the fans who were there to console her, to make her feel better. It was part heartbreaking and part beautiful to watch in a way. Anyway, right now as we speak, Rose is undergoing eye surgery, believe it or not. She was poked multiple times in the eye. They actually just sent me a photo of one of said pokes. Here's one photo that we have. There you go. And yeah, I mean, again, this is the thing with these. Like, you sit at home, you're like, okay, suck it up. You know, Tom Aspinall, suck it up. Well, guess what? Here's a photo of Rose heading into surgery as we speak. You can see her eye, and you're about to see more. And he tells me that she has, I'm going to try to get this right, a canalicular laceration, which is a break in the tear drainage system.
This isn't just about one injury. It's a pattern. Aspinall spent over a year in limbo, acting as a backup, waiting on Jon Jones, staying ready while negotiations stalled, only to face uncertainty and delays. And even now, as the division moves toward a fight with Ciryl Gane, his frustration remains because he stayed respectful, ready, and quiet. Yet fans still questioned his legitimacy, activity, and toughness.
Said, no, I'm not going to rematch him. He's a cheater.
Why would I rematch a guy that already cheated, that violated not one of my eyes, but both? I gave him his chance. He chose to cheat, and I'm going to move on. If Tom took that stance, which he's not going to do, I'm saying, but for fun, I think he'd have a lot of people that supported him. For some reason, Ciryl has come out of this thing with his hands clean. He's the one that did the poking.
They've got to do something about these eye pokes. The rule is you got to have your hands like this, but you can still have your fingers out straight. You can't do that. You can do that. That's the stupidest rule I've ever seen in my life. Make a fist. Simple as that. You're throwing punches, and you got to parry shots, but you just got to unbend your fingers. It's really not that hard. This is a stupid rule.
Only Tom knows what happened. Could he see? Couldn't he see? Could he continue? I can't make people fight if they feel they've been injured. After the Jones fight, a lot of people wrote Ciryl Gane off. He looked damn good tonight. I mean, he had Tom bloodied up, and Tom didn't want to continue in the fight. The rematch is very interesting.
The best part about fouling, right, is that it works. So the best thing you can do is keep your head in your game, and I'll do everything I can to manage it.
All that training for that?
Yeah. Don't worry about you. Trying to be okay, mate.
What is he doing? The left one was really deep. The left one was really deep. Sorry. Yeah, sorry.
You got one twice before it.
Yeah,
twice before he got one for it.
Mike Bisping, he lost his eye. It's just a horrendous thing to think as a parent, really. And I know what it's like these days with people saying what they want, but if it's just your son, and they could lose an eye and their health, and they've got children to look after, something needs doing about it.
No.
Yeah, it's horrendous for me to look at.
Despite repeatedly stepping up as a responsible champion, Aspinall's recent comments stood out, not as emotional outbursts or insults, but as calm, direct questions about why fighter health, eye injuries, and long layoffs are treated like inconveniences rather than serious career issues, sparking renewed criticism of Dana White, whose blunt responses to injury concerns and fighter frustration many see as dismissive, while supporters view it as just business.
About Tom, but he apparently still can't see. Here's the thing. The other eye got hurt as well, but not as bad, but it looks way worse. The finger goes way deeper in the other eye.
And it's crazy that everyone that talks the most has never been poked in the eye. Not even a little bit, accidentally.
Oh, it's horrible. The idea that you can't see and then you're supposed to fight a guy, it should be an instant 1-point deduction.
Think about Dana White saying Tom didn't continue.
Tom didn't want to continue in the fight, so.
And then also, who gives it to eye pokes?
Who gives it?
Well, listen, I didn't continue. I'll tell you why I didn't continue. Because I'm not a dummy. I'm not going to go out there and fight one of the best strikers in the world if I can't see. I know, as an MMA fighter, look, things are going to happen in the fight that compromise you. Go back and watch my fight with Arlovsky. At the end of the first round, he punched me right in the eyeball.
Final 20 seconds of the first round. Oh, hit right from Arlovsky.
For the rest of that fight, I couldn't see him out that eye. That's fine. If you get punched or kicked in the eye, that's fine. If you get double eye poked in both eyes and you've got no vision because of a foul, why should I carry on so some dummy can look and say, oh yeah, Tom just got knocked out? Because I ain't going to fight if I can't see any.
UFC fight. Can we expect to see you on the card?
I can't promise anyone anything, but I have very strong feeling that I'll be on that card. It's going to be historic.
But who would you take on? Who would be your dream opponent?
I would want to take on whoever's holding the belt at the end of the year.
Any possible names you think?
Well, no, I mean, as of right now, the champion is Tom Aspinall, but we'll see who's the champion at the end of the year. Be only fitting to have an American guy fight for the championship that night. I'd be willing to put it all on.
And then went running. And we have wasted so many fucking months, and all of it for what? For Jon Jones to eventually get to the point where the UFC were like, are you going to fucking fight or not? And he's put a fucking tweet out to retire. That's what all of this was for. A fucking tweet. Oh, and a press conference in Azerbaijan.
Jon Jones called us last night and retired. Jon Jones is officially retired. Tom Aspinall is the heavyweight champion of the UFC.
It's honestly a disgrace that this is how Tom Aspinall wins his heavyweight world title when Jones never beat anyone who was the champion either. Jones was never any more of a champion than Tom Aspinall was. But for him to be announced as world champ like this, it's just not right. And when you look at the star that Tom Aspinall could be, the amount of fights he could have had in all of this time, and the fact that he's just patiently sat there and wasted months and over a year of his career in his prime because Jon Jones might want to fight him. What a disaster this is. And I can't believe that it's taken the UFC this long to figure that out. And I get it on the one hand because they're trying to give the fans what they want. And also, Who would have really believed that someone like Jon Jones would delay things this long and bottle it in such fashion? I mean, it's pathetic on his part. But to be fair, Aspinall predicted it himself. So I just wish that they hadn't Michael Chandlered him this badly and kept him on ice. And inactivity is a terrible thing for fighters. And I just hope that this doesn't impact Aspinall's career any more than it already has. Because unlike Jon Jones, people can say what they want about Jon Jones as a fighter, right? We've all acknowledged he's a skilled fighter. But as a man, I think he's a piece of shit.
Two in the eyes. One of his fingers, you went in his mouth. It was deep. Ciryl Gane was looking so good in that first round. Tom Aspinall's nose was bleeding. Ciryl was landing with that jab. I got a heavyweight. You go in there, and a lot of the times a heavyweight, you see guys not really engage too much because it takes one punch, especially from two big punches like that. And Tom was kind of pushed, like coming forward. Ciryl was landing beautiful jabs, circling around. He won that round. Both those guys, for being heavyweight, can move so well on their feet. God, that was going to be.
It's a rumor. Ciryl Gane.
Ciryl Gane, supposedly. There's a video that hasn't gone viral, but one of his losses, he was very much an adult. I believe already a black belt, and he was taken down, and the guy twisted his ankle, and he had no defense. He tapped so quickly. I had a fight where I got arm barred, and I was literally willing to let somebody break my arm before giving up.
This is Vitor Belfort.
Vitor Belfort. With Tom, the moment he felt any pressure on his ankle, he tapped immediately, which lets me know a lot about him.
I guess the clarifying question then is, if Dana and Hunter do come to you after this fight, the figures make sense to you, would you then be open to fighting Tom Aspinall, or are you categorically thinking, he does nothing for me, I will not fight that guy?
He does nothing for me. He does nothing for me. If you're a person that wants to see me really challenged, then I get it. 7 years younger, like 35 pounds bigger than me, right? I get it. It's like, wow, this John's so good. We finally found someone way younger and way bigger than him. Let's see how he does against that. I get that narrative. But for me, if you were my manager, if you were on my team, why not fight against Pereira, a guy who's the same age as you, and we walk around the same exact size? Business-wise, it makes more sense. I'm going to call him this, fight the nobody that may be more dangerous, or fight the guy with all the accolades who's incredibly dangerous, but it actually will affect your legacy.
Backlash is intensifying, and it's not just about Aspinall. Eye injuries keep sidelining fighters across divisions, with months or even years lost, inconsistent enforcement, and little real reform. Aspinall's comments matter not for anger, but because someone so calm, professional, and patient speaking up highlights that a deeper problem exists.
Your heavyweight champion. That is one of the best and most popular fighters in the world. And the reaction is, geez, don't let me say anything about him. Last I heard, he had a couple surgeries. Well, injections. Like the whole thing felt dismissive. The whole thing felt like he doesn't really believe it. If I'm being 100%, if I am to read his body language, and he will 1,000% say, that felt very dismissive. That felt like someone who didn't believe that his heavyweight champion was actually going through something. Anyone feel otherwise?
No, it was exactly that.
And by
surgeries, I mean injections. That's like a direct shot at him.
Yes.
Oh, God forbid I say something. Yeah, no, that's
like flip it. It was just, if I'm Tom Aspinall sitting there, I'm like, man, what did I do to this guy? All I've done is stepped up to the plate, and I got poked in the freaking eye. And you think I want to get injections for fun? Do you think Tom Aspinall is injections or not, surgery or not? Do you think he's doing this for fun? And the world has no idea how much his life has changed as a result of all of this. Do you think he's doing this for fun? Do you think he's doing this to prove a point to all of you who thought he was faking? It's absurd to me. He could have easily answered that question like, to be honest, he's just working through things. Hopeful he'll be back. Wishing him the best. We'll be here when he's ready to come back. Like what? Why did it have to be that?
And he would vacate the title if Elijah got to a point where he was going to fight for the title.
I hate that, Tom saying I'd vacate if he fought. It's even silly to talk about that when a guy's ranked at number 2.
Yeah, but I think because remember he said something before. Remember after, and it was fucked up. Dana after the fight. Remember he was like
putting it down there like he didn't want to fight or something like that.
He didn't want to fight. Like they said he quit.
You know, and then Tom's like, what the fuck, dude? So then now, and Dana got a bunch of backlash from that. So Dana's like, dude, I don't know. I'm not saying shit because I get so much shit last time. It was weird. He's like, I guess he's having surgery. By surgery, I mean injection.
Yeah, that's kind of.
The fuck? I'm with Tom. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Hold on. Hey, Dana, anybody, do you think Tom doesn't actually have a fucking eye injury? Let me get this straight. You think Tom Aspinall is babying this or making this? You know how stupid that sounds? You think Tom's just wearing glasses and going through all this trouble for the fuck of it? Literally the best heavyweight on the roster.
Yeah.
You think Tom doesn't want to get back in there and fight?
Make money,
get an actual title, not this interim bullshit. You think Tom Aspinall's scared of Ciryl Gane? Do you know what the fuck Tom's gonna do once his eyes get right? You know what the fuck that guy's gonna do to Ciryl Gane? Anybody want to bet on it? You know the amount of pain that dude's gonna put on Ciryl Gane? No, but Ciryl Gane was doing good in that 4 minutes that we saw him.
Fans are questioning whether the UFC's approach to Fight to Care is keeping up with the sport. And although Tom Aspinall has never sought drama, he has now become the focal point of this growing conversation.
Good man, in my opinion. And I just hope he gets the treatment that he deserves for the remainder of his UFC career, because this hasn't been good enough. The one good thing to come out of this for Tom Aspinall, other than the heavyweight title, is kind of his aura now. When the greatest of all time won't even step in a cage with you, it builds up who you are, right? You have that fear factor of the guy who everyone was scared of is scared of him. How fucking good is Tom Aspinall? Very good is the answer. And it's funny because in all of the posturing that Jon did, in the tweeting and the interviews, and I don't care, I don't want to fight him, he doesn't do anything for all of that coping that we witnessed, where he was trying to say everything he could to make himself feel better about not wanting to fight this guy, and telling us all how unbothered he was in fighting Tom Aspinall, showed exactly how bothered he was. Because Jon Jones, like, you know, even though he thinks he's smart, he's a child, right? And he doesn't realize in all of that coping, we can read him like a fucking book. And all he's done is kind of promoted Tom Aspinall for an entire year in this tour that he's gone on, in showing you're scared of him, mate, and we fucking know you are. Because actions speak louder than words. And Jon Jones has moaned his entire career about fighter pay. He named his price. Dana White gave him it and said, yep, no problem. And he still turned down the fight. This is a man motivated by money. He never shuts up about it. You get your biggest payday ever, and you still haven't got...
We still can't see. Here's the thing. The other eye got hurt as well, but not as bad, but it looks way worse. The finger goes way deeper in the other eye.
And you know, it's crazy that everyone that talks the most has never been poked in the eye. Not even a little bit, like accidentally.
Oh, it's horrible. The idea that you can't see and then you're supposed to fight a guy, it should be an instant 1 point deduction.
Do you have any updates about the eye of Tom Aspinall, and is there a rematch in the works?
Oh, Jesus. Don't let me talk about Tom Aspinall's eye. Apparently he's going in for a second surgery, or just had it, and by surgery, I mean injections. I have no idea. Get a quote from him. God fucking forbid I say something about it. Go ahead.
Do you have any updates about the eye of Tom Aspinall, and is there a rematch in the works?
Oh, Jesus. Don't let me talk about Tom Aspinall's eye. Apparently he's going in for a second surgery, or just had it, and by surgery, I mean injections. I have no idea. Get a quote from him. God forbid I say something about it. Go ahead.
Weird, Dana.
Jeez.
How close did you think you were to...
Here's your quote. Catching strays, aren't I? Catching strays in my own living room on a Sunday morning.
If nothing changes, Tom Aspinall won't be the last top fighter to publicly question how much the UFC truly prioritizes fighter health and safety.